Welcome back to the Mysterious Challenger Cup for our grand final. Apologies for the mix-up. So there was an issue with the bracket, the way it was displaying. It looked like Hoy had won already. I got overexcited. Hoy lost his semi-final. What? Hoy lost in the semi-final. So we have our final is Lolopass versus Guukboii, who we saw earlier on.
Yeah, so Guukboii plays for IUZ3 Gaming. I think that's the right one. And yeah, so it was really crazy that Hoy lost. Even crazier that you called it early, Callum. So good work.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
not my fault. It was in the bracket wrong. I blame the bracket.
But yeah, so we do have these two players. Guukboii is one of these players. Which is quite a broad range. Where if you are in the scene and play a lot of tournaments, you will know who you'll seen him. But other than that, you won't really know who he is. But he is a good player, and we'll see. He played really well in the previous set that we actually cast, or the set before that we actually cast. So looking forward to that one, and we'll see how this finals actually goes, because the winner of this does take it all.
Absolutely, this is for all of the marbles. There is in fact just one marble that they're playing for, but it's a really good marble. It's a really good marble, if we continue the metaphor. They win, of course, their travel, their accommodation, their ticket. They get a PC to play on if they don't want to bring their own equipment or can't bring their own equipment for the Insomnia Truesilver Championship, the $30,000 tournament, which is taking place at the end of this month. If you didn't win, if you took part, or you're watching this thinking, I missed my chance, I wish I was, but you still can, because it's a completely open tournament. All these guys are playing for is the support to get there and the travel and all of that. But you can still come along and enter, get on, buy a ticket, go to insomniagamingfestival.com and you can get yourself a BYOC ticket. Sign up. There's like 200 places in the Swiss, and you'll be playing with some of the best players in the world. We teased some of them for you earlier on. We mentioned RDU, we mentioned Elky, we mentioned Firebat, we mentioned Dog, all the other UK guys, a lot of the other European pros as well will be there. It'll be an absolutely stacked field. You get to maybe meet some of these players, you get to see them live and in person competing on the stage. It's going to be a hugely amazing, splendiferous event, and you should come along. And yeah, you might get to meet Raven as well, which I suppose you don't have to, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be your choice, guys. But I'm always free for pictures and
Autographs.
signing autographs, exactly, and stuff like that. So forget about the other casters that'll be there that are way more famous than I am. It's mainly me, going to be the main attraction, of course.
Yeah, there's going to be more announcements about players who are coming, and of course the casting talent as well, coming over the next week or so. And look out for sign-ups as well for the tournament, which will go up in the coming days. So you can sign up in advance. Obviously, you do have to have a ticket to take part, otherwise you can't get into the event. Insomnia is the largest gaming festival in the UK. There's all sorts of stuff going on. If you like Minecraft, there's tons of YouTubers coming as well. If you're like the cross-section of people who like Minecraft Let's Plays and competitive Hearthstone,
this is the place to be.
You're sorted.
But also, like, bear in mind, it is a LAN event in general. So, just turning up to the LAN, having a good weekend. There's loads of food available. There's actually a big exhibition area where you can potentially try some new games that aren't released yet.
I ate Subway for like 4 days straight. It's not that much food.
Subway? Oh, there's more than just Subway. That's just you being lazy.
Okay, to be fair, there's more food if you're not like stuck in a production booth the whole weekend.
Yeah, and I imagine most of the people who attend iSeries probably won't be thrust into a production booth all weekend, so they're probably going to be pretty sad.
I might co-opt some assistants. Who knows?
Okay.
That'd be fun. Just grab some random people. That's my plan. Well, our final is just about ready. We're just Guukboii obviously just got out of the match with Hoy. Just giving him a few minutes. I will check in with them, and then we will be good to go for the grand final. Hype, spam some stuff in chat, and get hyped, because one of these players is going to iSeries, an all expenses paid trip to Birmingham, the prize you've always wanted to win. You don't actually have to go to Birmingham as well, I should say. If that's a detraction, you don't have to come to Birmingham, because the NEC is actually quite outside of Birmingham. You can just fly. It's really great. You can just fly there, get like the monorail across. You never have to actually go to Birmingham. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's I was going to say, mention about the travel. It's pretty nice. It's like pretty much next to the airport, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's like it's not far away at all. Like,
yeah, and it's really well. I mean, you literally get the monorail from the airport across. And there's the Birmingham Airport train station nearby, which all the trains go to. It's super well connected, and you don't even have to go to Birmingham. Unless, you know, production book your hotel in Solihull and then you have to go to Solihull. That kind of sucks. But, you know, I'm not a big star like Raven, so...
Exactly. You get not really true esports yet, Callum.
I'm not yet esports. One day I will become esports.
Did you actually go to Subway when you were there? Did you yourself travel to Subway?
Oh no, I said we all had minions. We had minions.
Ah, okay. I was making sure you didn't get. You know, you at least had a runner or two.
That's what they're for.
Yeah.
That's what the you know, that's what interns are for.
Yeah, I think they were told like priority was the casting team though. So just
Not really though. You guys got breaks. We don't get breaks. We have to produce everything.
Because you don't work as hard.
See this? Casters taking production for granted.
Well, we're called talent, right? You know, that's why. You know, we do all the hard work. You guys just turn the screen on.
Yeah, it's supposed to be ironic, actually, calling you talent. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. All right, we're just shit-talking each other while we wait for these guys to get into a game. This is the fun part of casting with other UK casters, because sometimes it's Raven and I get to make fun of him.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. Are you hyped for iSeries, Raven? How many iSeries have you been to now?
Ooh, let me think. About 9, I think, maybe 8. 8 or 9, I think now. It's been a few years.
So you used to play StarCraft before you played Hearthstone, right?
Yeah, my first iSeries was competing in the StarCraft tournament. It's pretty rough, actually, because I pretty much threw my group stage qualifying game because of nerves. I had like so for a little tiny StarCraft story. Basically, I did a really good
As
play.
the grand final gets underway, let's hear Raven's StarCraft story first.
Yeah, really quick. I basically had a play that allowed me to that brought me back in the game, and then I threw it away straight away, and then just lost. So yeah, not the best story, but still, it was a short one.
All right, well, Guukboii starting on the Zoo, while Lolopass will start on the Secret Paladin. Let's get the lineups for these two players for you. Warrior, Druid, and Paladin for Lolopass, and Shaman, Warlock, and Druid for Guukboii. Remember that aggro Shaman we saw absolutely body blackout in that quarterfinal match.
And in Last Hero Standing, it can be really difficult because there are not a lot of decks that actually perform well versus something as aggressive as aggro Shaman. Sometimes they just win because they're just so aggressive. They get a good opener, and there's not a lot you can do about it sometimes. So having that deck's going to be pretty strong. But we'll see. If he even needs it, he might just with this Warlock, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can take out the Secret Paladin and win the whole thing, the Zoo is definitely a deck that's capable of doing that. Both these decks we've seen have great success. We of course saw Farm for Fame go 2-0 up with his Zoo before Lolopass shut him down with the Control Warrior. So that's going to feel pretty good for Lolopass. I would say the Control Warrior definitely on paper significantly the weaker deck of his lineup. Everyone considers Paladin and Druid to be a tier above right now, but actually Lolopass was able to get 3 wins with the Control Warrior.
Yeah, and you know what? Control Warrior is actually sort of coming back now because of this certain build that everyone's running. Like, it's hyper defensive and against decks like not like Paladin and even versus Druid, it's got so much removal that you can just outlast a lot of games. But this is going to be Paladin versus Warlock. Pretty good start for Lolopass so far, I'd say. The double secret early on is pretty nice, and now, although we can see its competitive spirit and avenge, the mind games coming from Guukboii will affect his play in terms of obviously expecting to proc a noble sacrifice, I imagine.
Yep, and doesn't get it, so the competitive spirit going to go off. Definitely not a bad competitive spirit either. Means you could trade and take out the Zim Gang Boss here, which it looks like he's going to do. Running Divine Favor in the Secret Paladin Lolopass. I don't think we saw that before. We might have done, actually.
Yeah, I think we saw it against the Warlock, right?
Yeah, that's right. We did see it. It's not necessarily an auto-include, actually. A lot of people have very much taken it out of Secret Paladin, but in a lot of matchups it can get a lot of work done, particularly against things like Reno Lock, and maybe if you're expecting a little bit of Control Warrior as well.
Yeah, the issue is with the sheer popularity of like Zoo, other Paladins, and decks like that don't really normally hold on to a large hand for most of the game. It sort of faded out quite heavily, but maybe a bit more of a pick in a tournament deck specifically. You do alter some cards for tournament play over what you just maybe just ladder standard with. But Direwolf is going to come down. He does get the Juggle to proc the Avenge, which is actually quite helpful because it will impact his his choices now, and I actually just like the creeper and the egg here into the 3-3. Because although there's a 7-5 Avenge Shredder, you have so many more minions on board that you just go, okay, you can attack once with that Shredder, and otherwise oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe the reason for that attack was because he could attack and prop the egg now, versus potentially losing the direwolf, which is okay. But I don't know. Sometimes I like keeping hold of the egg there.
Oh, there's the challenger picked up with the Divine Favor. 3 cards, not the biggest Divine Favor you've ever seen in your life, but still pretty good value. They can clear this board pretty easily, I think. See, he's going to go for the Peddler first. I might see what pops out of the Shredder first, actually.
Yeah, because you definitely do want to kill that off. Because now the 7 attack with it's on 1 health is just a bit silly to, just to leave up this turn. The Abusive does go down, try and get the Juggle, misses, but he still does have the 1-1 and plenty more Juggles to go. And another Avenge.
Yeah. I mean, he can still kill this, but I think you need to be thinking about what's going to come out of the Shredder, so... There's a Mortal, which helps. PO also helps, so one of these two is definitely going to get picked.
Yeah, I think you just take the PO, right? So it's guaranteed kill.
And you... Okay. Well, he's going to...
Yeah, this is fine.
Use that into the Shredder what comes off.
What's he get the ping? Oh, he does.
Oh, he does. That's pretty great. And of course, Shredder can come down here, but actually against a huge board, Shredder isn't that great. Second Divine Favor, 2 copies in Secret Paladin. Not sure I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I personally feel Divine 2 is too much, but the argument is if you're expecting control decks, you want the higher chance of drawing Divine Favor versus just a one-off, because it might be at the bottom of your deck and get no value. But this is the position the Zoo wants to be in versus the Secret Paladin coming to the Stage Challenger. You want just that minion on board and a big enough board yourself to be able to just deal with it and probably just ignore the 6/6 here.
Yeah, there's definitely no harm in that, especially as you know there's no Avenge as well. It's only going to be a 6/6, and well, we've got some Consecrate Insurance now. I think you just ignore it and go face.
Yeah, there's actually just no reason to trade here. You go face, you're already ahead on health. What is this 6/5 going to actually do? He did hover the Dark Peddler over the 6/5 for a second, but it's just going to do nothing. Like, even Coghammer isn't really a problem here. Because he can Coghammer, he kills the Juggler, runs the 6/5 into the 4/4 to kill it with the Divine Shield. But if he kills the Juggler, then he's on 4. And you can still tap as the Warlock quite happily. Could tap into potentially an Owl, or, a PO, an Abusive again, or something like that.
Yep, any 2 damage is going to be lethal for Guukboii.
Owl, there we go.
Oh, there you go. Also Owl. And he's going to tap as well. Just for a bit of BM, I think. So Guukboii going to take game 1 here pretty swiftly over the Secret Paladin. Overcoming the Secret Paladin pretty big. He's going to go through the Druid and the Warrior now. Yep.
And the thing as well is Druid and Warrior, not bad matchups for this Zoo lot.
No, Druid, great matchup. So you'd think he'll probably go with the Zoo here. The Warrior, sorry. Lolopass. And that is what he's queued up, because if he can get the removal early and control the board, this is a matchup of a lot of debate, I think. Some people do think the Warrior is favoured, or it's at least, close, or maybe ever so slightly favoured. But it all depends on the starts, and all depends how the board develops. But yeah, the Zoo against the Druid is a very bad matchup for the Druid.
Yeah, I think the Zoo is favoured in this matchup, but not tons. Maybe high 50%, 60% maximum. But it is slightly favoured, but it's not like Control Warrior versus Freeze Mage or something like that. It's nothing to that extent whatsoever.
And nothing to play for Lolopass to control this board, and nothing to play on turn 2 for Guukboii, so a little bit passive in the early going.
And this is not what you want against Control Warrior.
No.
What you really wanted was something like Flame Imp, Voidwalker, Juggler. We might well just see Bran here. I wouldn't mind Bran at all.
I wouldn't mind Bran. I also wouldn't mind the Silence, though, in the Armorsmith, and Abusive just push damage.
I think you need Silence, because you can probably get a kill on the Armorsmith with the Abusive next turn. I think you want the silence for Belcher, just to ignore taunt and just really go aggressive.
Yep, definitely don't mind that at all. As you say, developing the brand 2-4 is a pretty nice shape to stay on the board. But the Fiery Warx and the Execute going to clear up this board, and this is what Lolopass needs to do here. And we can see from Guukboii's hand has really nothing to get going on the board here.
Yeah, the Creeper's going to help, but it still feels kind of slow. Maybe like you Creeper Owl just to put multiple minions on the board. It doesn't feel great whatsoever. Double PO's nice if you can actually wrestle this board under control.
Yeah, this is the thing. At the moment, there's 10 damage of burst if there's bodies on the board. So potentially there's something that Guukboii can do from his hand here. But the problem of having got all that burst means that he has nothing to do with his hand in the intervening turns. This is all coming up Lolopass here.
Yeah, the egg's not a terrible pickup whatsoever, because at least you can like get the PO down from the egg, and at least put just a body on the board. It looks like he's gonna use the Abusive Sergeant and Friend of Argus, just get some minions there. We can see that the Armor Smith's gonna kill off the 1-2 or the 2-1, sorry. Probably this turn, but you're not too fussed there. You still have a good couple of minions, and that's all the zoo really needs.
Yep, here comes a second Armor Smith and another Acolyte of Pain just to really farm this board. Still at 30, still over 30 life. Dark Peddler is a good card for Guukboii to try and get this board going.
And the options are... Bloodsoul Corsair is almost certainly going to be picked up here. Undertaker, although can be buffed by things like the egg that's in hand. Not great. Mortal Coil won't do enough versus Control Warrior, so this Bloodsoul Corsair is pretty nice, and it can just negate one charge of a weapon.
I think he's going to silence the Armor Smith. I'm going for the card draw instead. Okay. I think I might have favoured silencing the Armor Smith just because you're falling so far behind in being able to do damage. What do you think?
Sorry, what was that?
The silence.
Excuse myself, thanks. I was looking at the hand. Sorry.
Silence on the Acolyte over the Armor Smith.
Yeah, I think you always just want to silence the Acolyte, because if the Warrior gets a lot of card draw, then he has the answers that he needs to deal with the board into those brawls. We can see Geddon, and you just want to reduce the card draw down enough.
Well, there's the Geddon, and that's going to clear the board. It's going to leave a 4-4, but I don't think Lolopass is that bothered. Doesn't get the card draw, and can actually clear this now with the Dark Iron. He really wants to play Boom this turn.
Yeah, well, that's the frustration, isn't it? Like, yeah, he can kill the Geddon, but does he want to? Like, he's still the Warrior's on 29 health. And all you've done is just put a 4-4 on the board when we can see that Boom's almost certainly going to be played this turn.
There's an implosion, and it's so galling as well from Guukboii to see Lolopass's Boom come down on the turn where you had to forgo yours.
Yeah, it's kind of rough because now you're always on the back foot, and we can see BGH is in hand. You can BGH Belcher next turn, which is a super strong turn. He can actually, versus Zoo, you can just play Grom and trade with a minion. So there's so many options here now, and it's just looking really rough. Probably going to see the implosion come down to try and get the snipe on the Dr. Boom. He does hit for 4. And where are these Boombots going to go? If the Boombots hit the 1-1s, he's probably feeling pretty okay about this.
And clears the boards.
Juggler's well trained, man.
That's a good juggle, and does hit the 1-1s. Okay. Yeah, just Gromash coming down to clear this Knife Juggler, and, well, demanding a response. I mean, the only way to clear this is double PO. I guess you can Void Walker and try and stall it out.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Just because that BGH is in hand, it just feels so bad because we can see what's coming.
Yeah, we know what's coming down the line. I mean, BGH double shield block, that's a play. Yeah, so the Power Overwhelming can clear this up here.
You just BGH Belcher here.
Yeah.
He doesn't need. He can double shield block next turn if he needs it, but he also just has Belcher shield block next turn, and very swiftly this game is just slipping out of Guukboii's hand.
Yeah, looks like this is pretty much a formality at this stage because there's just no way for the zoo to come back here. The owl was gone. I don't anticipate there being a second owl. You see he's going to go ahead and give away that power overwhelming. Use it to kill this Belcher. Does finally get his boom down, and it is going to stick, but there's a second Belcher and the possibility of shield block as well. Shield slam, that's a good pickup.
Yeah, although he can't play the Belcher, which is a little bit annoying, but he still has definitely, you know, as long as he holds the board, he's going to do well.
Yeah, so the double shield block, shield slam here is pretty good, just because you can't play the Belcher, so you might as well. And then you've got Sylvanas as well, why not?
Yeah, it's all going to help, and once Sylvanas comes down, this Sea Giant looks a lot less appetizing here for Guukboii to play.
Yep, and this is not far off lethal. It's one off lethal, in fact, for Lolopass.
Yeah, we imagine that the Pirate's going to come down and remove the weapon off the board, though, and I mean, I think you actually take the ball, believe it or not, to guarantee the board clear. Or, like, have a very high chance at the board clear, should I say.
Try and get a little bit of boar control.
Yeah, there you go, Callum. Good work. That was a good pun. That was close to Nimsh level puns, but not close enough.
I actually did one of my first my casting apprenticeship. One of my first casting first tournaments I casted with Nimsh. So I've learned from the master from a very young age. That was the Heartstats League.
Ah, okay.
January of last year.
You cast with Nimsh before you cast with me?
Yeah, Nimsh was this. No, yeah, I think I might have done, because that was the second lot we did. I did Noxious, Lothar, D2, and Nimsh in that tournament.
Oh, okay.
I cast 12 days for absolutely no money. The life of casters. There's the Alex Straza. Lotheb. I mean, you're just putting big things on the board to get stolen by Sylvanas, aren't you?
Yeah, but
kill
there's
the
no...
Sylvanas here?
I think you actually run the 8-8 until Sylvanas.
Implosion's okay. Yeah, I was going to say, do you kill it with the 8-8? I think...
I don't like this, because all this is doing is, even with the implosion, it just... I don't know. It makes... Oh, is he just not going to... Oh, here's the implosion. Oh, God. 2. Oh, they get 3, and... Okay, so it did pay off with the 1-1, so that's not bad. Managed to clear the board, and... Oh.
There's a brawl.
Brawl into
Belcher. And this is game.
That Sea Giant.
Sea Giant survives though.
So this could still go Guukboii's way, which feels weird to say.
No.
Well, he plays Belcher now. He clears Belcher with the minions he has on board. Then he plays Lothar. Lolopass only has Alex Straza, which he can't Alex Straza himself, and he can't really Alex Straza his opponent. So you say no, but... Oh my god, and
the Argus is huge.
Insane. What? Ooh, what's he doing? Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I thought he was just going to run a 1-1 randomly in. I mean, this is huge, and what you... okay. I don't know if I like this as much. I think I would have actually gone Lothar and taunted up the egg and a 1-1. Personally.
Well, it does get the death spite, so I can clear this up a little bit. But actually, yeah, you're right. This is...
Now why would the egg ever die this game? That's my worry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Like, it sort of guards against a second brawl, but you can close this game out quick enough to not need to wait for that. You know, you'd have a 4-4, right?
It's actually Guukboii, from a position that looked impossible.
This is crazy.
He's surging towards a comeback here.
Well, I think it just is. I mean, if he has to... So Shield Slam does nothing.
No,
Lothar. Alex Straza does nothing. He can Alex Straza's 15, but there's just way too much damage, and because this 2-1's still alive, he's got no way to proc the taunt. So that is an absolutely devastating loss for Lolopass. That just is not a game you feel like you should even come close to losing. No, because he was so far ahead early on.
I mean, arguably, you know, depending on who you speak to, favoured from the outset, depending on what he draws, and then getting so far ahead and just losing it. That's something that can happen with Control Warrior. It just runs out of steam a little bit and allows that little window for a comeback. Unfortunately,
and this is exactly why doing things like dealing with the acolytes is important in one hit if possible, because he could have been 2-3 cards deeper into the deck. You never second brawl, you know, like execute or something like that. You know, there's a lot of extra cards he could have drawn into that would have changed at least the back end of that game. It's going to be the Druid versus the Warlock now.
Yeah, the Druid is all Lolopass has left, and this is really unfavored for the Druid.
Yeah.
It's all looking like it's going to come Guukboii's way here, but we said that in the last game, and look what happened. So, what do you think of these opening hands here, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Guukboii's got an okay opening, nothing crazy, but he has plenty of 1-drops, which is fine. He can just start chaining those out. Lolopass has, again, pretty decent hand, actually. I would probably... I wouldn't coin Aspirant, actually. I'd probably pass this turn, but next turn he can just play Aspirant on curve, he can just Wrath, and he probably wants to do turn 3, Keep at the Grove in this game. So I'd imagine Wrath next turn onto the 3-2, and then coin Keep at the Grove, potentially, if there's a killable minion out, should I say.
Yeah, I would think so. A killable minion like a Knife Juggler, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Well, he can silence the egg. Still worth.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing with the egg is it can still get PO'd, so it's still like a token that can be Defender Argus, Power Overwhelming, Abusive Sergeant. But when it's silenced, like, yeah, it does a job, but you're really scared of the 4/4 more than anything.
So yeah, the Keeper of the Grove going to come down. It looks like it's going to be silenced onto the egg. There is a second Keeper picked up as well, so can double Keeper if there's something that really needs silenced on the next turn. I mean, Defender of Argus onto the... I guess you could silence the Divine Shielded minion.
Yeah, I think you might even just use it for the damage, to be honest. What you really want is you just want minions on board, so we could just use it to either kill off the 2/2 or actually just kill off the egg or something. You know, just whatever he feels he needs to do here. There's I don't think any options like tons better than the other. If he silences the Squire, then he can't kill it. He could just damage it and kill it, or Hero Power and kill it, which works, which is pretty nice. Gets the Aspirant down as well, which is kind of awkward to trade into now. Because nothing like can one-shot it unless there's an Abusive Sergeant comes out or something.
Yeah, and it sets up a nicer trade for the Keeper next turn. Well, speaking of things that could one-shot the Aspirant, there is an Implosion.
Yep, this could be pretty good. The only thing is, like, this is definitely the play, but you're very, very afraid of the swipe, because the swipe just locks you down pretty hard here. It's the 4 roll, though, so it went as good as it could be. I imagine... Yeah, you definitely run the 2/3 in here. Because if you run the 2/1/3s in, you're definitely open to a swipe.
Yeah. Well, there is a taunt. I guess you just go for the Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, there's almost no reason why you wouldn't play Druid of the Claw. This Druid of the Claw could potentially soak up nearly all of these minions on board. We can see that there's a Power Overwhelming that's going to come down our second PO in hand now because of the tap, but this could have soaked up a lot of minions, basically. And now it's soaked up a PO, so it's done the job. And he just needs to continue to sort of cycle into these strong minions. Like, Emperor's going to be pretty good next turn, purely because it will require another answer. But Guukboii has that answer in the form of another PO on one of these many ones he's got.
Yep, still no swipe picked up for Lolopass. The taunt taken care of. I mean... This is looking pretty grim. You can only play 1 minion a turn here. There's enough on board with the PO, as you said, to clear anything.
Yeah, and going for the cycle there's reasonable because he just needs swipe, basically. He needs swipe or another Druid of the Claw, so he needs to get into that as quick as possible. And now that's a Sea Giant, and even though, yes, we can see the BGH, that's a less than productive turn for Lolopass. He BGHs, has 4 mana left. But unless he draws a swipe, that 4 mana is not going to be enough because there's still so much more damage left on the board, even after the BGH onto the Giant. He does get the swipe, though. Wow, that's so is it going to be good enough? So he BGHs, he swipes the 2/4. There's still 1, 2. There's still 3 damage on board. And then he can follow up with a Implosion, which is going to be huge on the big game hunter.
Yep, so there's 3 damage on board. I think both Power Overwhelmings are gone now, right?
Yes, unless he goes that peddler into power of warming, of course.
Which wouldn't be lethal, it's just think about the damage. So, do you implosion the Big Game Hunter here?
I think the only turn is implosion into Argus. There's no reason why not. You do 5 damage, take him to 3, and you implosion onto a board straight after you've seen swipe. You pretty much refill the board, empty the Druid's board, and push for even more damage in the Argus. You can even just Argus up and hit the 1/1 just to create 3 taunts to make clears a little bit more awkward as well. I think actually no. I think the 3 attack's better. The 3 health, sorry, is better.
Yeah, he's actually foregoing 1 damage here just to make himself even more resistant to second swipe.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's playing around second swipe, but not so much playing around Force of Nature. But Force of Nature kills 3 minions, and then that's it. So there's still, 1, 2, 3... There's 4 damage, so he is 1 off lethal if he just hero powers and doesn't attack, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, that's right.
Alright, well, Force of Nature here... Yeah, you hero power, there's going to be 1 damage required for Guukboii to seal this and take the tournament. Peddler could be it. Soulfire, Power Overwhelming, Boar, Philly Middleton. Yeah.
Oh my god, Middleton into. Oh my god. He taps as well just to see, but are we going to see Hunter? Smoke for the win.
Any damage does it. The Shapeshift will do it.
And Guukboii.
Yeah, there were so many outs with that Murgleton.
Yep, he had Mage Hero Power, Druid Hero Power, Rogue Hero Power.
Yeah, even Rogue Hero Power. The Hero Power you never take from Finley. You would have taken there because it would have been exact lethal. And Guukboii, with the dominant 3-0 win, gets the victory, and he is going to the Insomnia Truesilver Championship on a full ride, getting his travel, his accommodation, everything he needs to play. Guukboii is coming to see us in Birmingham. What a tournament it's been, Alex, and that was a dominant performance in the final there. Yeah,
from what we saw of Guukboii, he's played really well. Really solid, good deck lineups. The Zoo doing definitely a lot of work for him. But also it's kind of good to see where this guy, he's not like a big name in Hearthstone. He's not one of these huge like top-end pros, these superstars. But he plays for a team that's quite successful, got a good sort of team around him as well. So we saw his teammates in the Twitch chat earlier, so I have no doubt they're watching. But yeah, just congratulations to him, and I look forward to actually meeting him and saying hi. Because to battle through a 5-12-man bracket is in single elim is, one, exhausting, even over 2 days, and just really impressive, actually, to just win that many games straight.
Yeah, I mean, he took out Blackout, he took out Hoy on his way. Just having a look and see... who else it was that he beat in the road to the final. He beats, of course, Lolopass. He did get a win over Silent Storm in the earlier rounds as well, depending which Silent Storm that is. Depends how impressive we have to find that. But, I mean, even just beating Blackout and Hoy, who had come all the way through this tournament, scything through the tournament, looked like he was going to be pretty much nailed on to win this as the huge favourite. Took him out at the semi-final stage, stopped him at the final hurdle before that last game. It's been an incredible tournament. But this has got me really hyped for iSeries, Alex.
Yeah, I can't wait, because again, this just displays what iSeries is going to be, which is a mixture of some superstar names that we talked about a little bit earlier, and then just a good mix of new people. A lot of British guys turn up, and girls, of course, turn up and play, as well as a lot of players such as I'm pretty confident that SK are going to turn up, and a few other people, and some big names from, at least around Europe.
Yeah, absolutely. The lineup is going to be absolutely stellar. We mentioned a few of them earlier. We mentioned like Firebat, Dog, Elky, RDU, as you say. A ton of other top European pros are going to be there. There'll be more announcements coming in the coming weeks. Also be an announcement about how you can sign up for the tournament in advance. The spots may well fill up, so make sure you do that. Buy your BYOC ticket online, come down to Insomnia, and you could be competing with Guukboii for a share of $30,000 and 43 Hearthstone Championship Tour points. And, I mean, a win in the tournament would be enough to get you through to the spring preliminaries, I think, more than likely. So then you can take the next step and go to the Blizzard Spring Championships, then go to the World Championships, and then you could be the next Firebat or Askaka.
Yeah, exactly. And, like you said, even getting a relatively high place in the tournament will gain enough points to really propel you forward and make qualifying much easier going.
Absolutely. Well, I think that is about all from us, Alex. Any final thoughts?
No, just happy overall. Always a pleasure, Callum, to cast with you. And just looking forward to iSeries.
Say it like you mean it, Alex.
That is me saying it like I mean it. But yeah, just looking forward to going down to Birmingham and casting the Truesilver Championship. Be really good. Look forward to seeing Guukboii, like I said earlier, just to meet him and congratulate him in person on this pretty strong performance in this tournament tonight.
Absolutely, it's going to be one hell of a tournament. Make sure you're here 25th to 27th of March on this channel, multiplay_HS. We'll have the $30,000 Truesilver Championship. No favoritism, no buys. All the players are going to start in the Swiss round. We're going to cover that for you on the Friday, into the group stages on the Saturday, and the playoffs on Championship Sunday. We will see you then. For myself and Alex, thank you very much for watching.